how I feel. I don't understand why I feel like a boy on the inside, but I'm a girl on the outside. If I told someone this, they'd think I'm crazy. One time, I heard the term transsexual. I looked up the word at the library, but I didn't find anything about it. Maybe that's what I am. Maybe it's not. Whether or not there's a label for me does not change how I feel. I just wish there was someone out there who understood what I'm going through.
So, wait, is Taylor gay?
Well, Taylor is confused about his gender, not his sexuality.
Transgender history in the media really begins with the term transvestite, coined in the early 1900s as a blanket term for anyone struggling with gender identity. This term is still often used mistakenly today to mean transgender, but it's considered derogatory and obsolete. The term transsexual emerged in 1949 and made its way into the public sphere where it became available for study and discussion. In 1960, the first publication for transgender people was published called Transvestia magazine, and finally, in 1971, the word transgender was born and secured its place as a term for gender nonconforming.
Misconceptions by the public have long caused a mass misunderstanding of the transgender community. However, there has been an important awakening concerning the battle over the rights and freedoms of transgender people in the last 5 years.
But wait, I still don't really understand the difference between gender and sexuality.
Transgender is a term used to describe people whose gender identity differs from their original birth sex. Therefore, for transgender people, the sex they were assigned at birth and their internal gender identity are not compatible. People in the transgender community might describe themselves as transgender, transsexual, and genderqueer. To complete their transition, many transgender people are prescribed hormones by their doctors to change their bodies, and some seek gender reassignment surgery.
Wow, great. I understand more. Well, let's learn more about transgender people.
I used to feel so alone and thought I had no place in this world. My parents didn't understand me or support me. Then, I found various groups on social media that helped me and my parents understand what I'm going through. These communities helped me make friends and made me feel a lot better about myself. One organization that's been helpful is the Transgender Student Rights Group. Also, social media has helped me find events near me where I can meet other trans people and trans allies. I've noticed more and more trans people in TV shows and movies too. Although some depictions of them are positive, I feel like most characters are so exaggerated. It can be hard to relate to trans people in the media because they're never just a person, they're always the trans person. Sometimes the shows even show them in a negative light, and I worry about how this affects viewers' perceptions of trans people. I'm glad that the transgender community is present and discussed in mainstream media, but I think we have a long ways to go until we are represented safely and positively.
So, wait, if we are in mid-transgender revolution, then why does the media continue to falsely depict transgender people's stories?
Well, we still have a long way to go before trans people are fairly represented in the media. One study showed that out of 100 shows that have trans character, only 12% represented a character in a groundbreaking and accurate way, and 50% of shows depicted the character negatively.
Additionally, a fifth of these characters play the roles of sex workers, which is a profession that's sometimes inaccurately associated with trans people. And it doesn't end there. 61% of these shows contains anti-gender slurs, language, or dialogue.
Are we really becoming more tolerant towards transgenders as they start to show up in media? Or are they still the victims of the crowd?
We still have a ways to go until transgender people are fairly represented in both media and society. Shows such as Orange is the New Black and Transparent have been applauded by the transgender community. But until everybody recognizes the importance of accurate representation of transgender people in the media, our society will continue to misunderstand and mistreat the trans community.
Over the next several years, the continued prominence of transgender issues in the media will work to normalize gender nonconformity and secure its place in the mainstream. The time-space compression brought about by the information age will not only allow access to information about transgender identity for the masses, but it will continue to be an outlet for a historically marginalized and misunderstood group. Because of the free flow of information, an identity that was recently nameless will become acknowledged and widely accepted. Most importantly, however, transgender people will have much more information and access to their community in a way that would have been impossible 20 years ago.